And so here we have another genius out of the state of Washington, Pramila Jayapal, Democrat, asking Attorney General Barr about pepper bombs in Lafayette Square, and it just goes south from there.
Well, first, it's my understanding that no tear gas was used on Monday, June 1st.
Mr. Barr, that is a semantic distinction that has been proven false by many fact checkers.
Fact checkers for whom? Mainstream media? Shock!
Do you think...
How is it semantic? Tear gas is a particular compound.
You talked about chemical irritants, and it has been proven false by reports.
What kind of reports, Representative? Mainstream media? Oh.
So just answer the question. Do you think that it was appropriate at Lafayette Park to pepper spray, tear gas, and beat protesters and injure American citizens?
Well, you see, that really depends. I don't know what happened in Lafayette Park. I believe they were protesting. Some of them, anyway, not all of them, obviously, tried to burn a church down, and they tried to tear down statues of Andrew Jackson. They were painting, spray painting shit. They were trying to break through a fence. They were doing things that weren't so peaceful. Not all of them, of course. Some of them were peaceful, but there was some bad stuff going on. So what do you expect the police to do?
Well, I don't accept your characterization of what happened, but as I explained, the effort there was...
Mr. Barr, I just asked for a yes or no, so let me just tell you, I'm starting to lose my temper.
She's starting to lose her temper, so now she's really serious. You just know, don't you?
According to sworn testimony before the House Natural Resources Committee.
House Natural Resources Committee? What the hell does that have to do with the police force?
By Army National Guard officer Adam DeMarco, who was there. This was, quote, an unprovoked escalation and excessive use of force against peaceful protesters.
Well, I don't remember DeMarco as being...
Mr. Barr, excuse me.
Is she going to reclaim her time?
This is my time.
You just asked him a question, and he's trying to answer your question. No. I said yes or no. Come on.
Sir.
Binary. I thought you people didn't believe in binaries.
Sir, the president told governors on a telephone call that the way to deal with the protesters of police brutality and systemic racism...
No, the rioters, you stupid person.
Like in Lafayette Square.
If they were trying to break shit and burn stuff down and hurt people, fucking right, they deserve pepper spray. That's my final answer. You want to reclaim your time?
Is that, quote, you have to get much tougher. You have to dominate. If you don't dominate, you're wasting your time.
Uh-huh. Yes.
These are terrorists.
People who are burning shit down, breaking stuff, hurting people are fucking terrorists. Go on.
And he also talked about you on that call, sir. Here's what he said. He said, the Attorney General is here, Bill Barr, and we will activate Bill Barr and activate him strongly. Do you remember that call, Mr. Barr?
Yes, I do, but he wasn't talking about protesters. He was talking
Mr.
about
Barr,
rioters.
apparently the president believes that you can be activated to implement the president's agenda and dominate American people exercising First Amendment rights.
There is no First Amendment right to burn shit down, to injure people, to spray paint graffiti, to tear statues down, or try to burn federal courthouses down. It's not in the Constitution. Have you read it, Jayapal? I suspect you haven't.
If they're protesting against him. But let's look at how you respond when the protesters are supporters of the president.
William Barr is the Attorney General of the United States. He's a federal official. But go on, Jayapal, show us how stupid you are. That'd be great.
On two separate occasions, after President Trump tweeted, "Liberate Michigan," to subvert stay-home orders to protect the public health.
Yeah, Whitmer was acting a bit like a tyrant, saying massage parlors and liquor stores and, places to buy lottery tickets, perfectly fine. Oh, you want to go to church on Sunday? No. You can't do that.
Of people in Michigan.
Yeah.
Protesters swarmed the Michigan Capitol carrying guns.
Remember that Constitution you just talked about, Jayapal? That would be the Second Amendment. And in the state of Michigan, you can open carry a gun. I know.
Some with swastikas, Confederate flags, and one even with a dark-haired doll with a noose around its neck.
Now, as abhorrent as that kind of shit is, Congressperson Japal, that is protected under the First Amendment. You talk about the First Amendment, wow, it's First Amendment rights, protesters, except when you disagree with their particular protest. I know.
Are you aware that these protesters called for the governor to be lynched, shot, and beheaded?
That's horrible. I hope those people were arrested and charged with making threatening whatevers. Were they? You expect Barr to go there and arrest them and put them in handcuffs? What would you say? Wow, it's the federal police coming in to arrest peaceful... Oh, no. The peaceful protesters are in Portland. The men and women who showed up with their guns at the state capitol in Lansing, they were violent. Upside down world, people.
No,
You're not aware of that?
I was not aware of it.
Major protests in Michigan. You're the Attorney General, and you didn't know that the protesters called for the governor to be lynched, shot, and beheaded. So obviously you couldn't be concerned about that.
If that is the case, that's a state issue. Do you understand? States have sovereignty in the United States, right? Attorney General Barr is a federal.
There are a lot of
You
protests
didn't-
around the United States, and on June
Attorney
1st,
General
I
Barr,
was worried
you seem
about
to
the
be
District of
engaging
Columbia,
in
which is
protests
federal.
in certain parts of the country. You're very aware of those, but when protesters with guns and swastikas and
I am aware
Confederate
of
flags, excuse me,
protesters
Mr.
in the
Barr, this
federal
is
government.
my time. And
I'm reclaiming my time. Okay, you stupid person. And you people in Washington, you elect this idiot? Honestly, the First Amendment protects your right to protest, your right for freedom of speech, freedom of religion. Second Amendment, your right to bear arms. In the Constitution of the United States. The Constitution does not give you the right to burn shit down, to tear down statues, to burn churches, to throw shit at cops, etc. And oh, by the way, number 2, Washington, D.C. is a federal district. Are you seriously this fucking stupid?
and I control it. You are aware of certain kinds of protesters, but in Michigan, when protesters carry guns and Confederate flags and swastikas and call for the governor of Michigan to be beheaded and shot and lynched, somehow you're not aware of that.
Well, because, except for the threat of violence, everything they were doing was legal. Are you this brain dead? Who elects people like this? Jesus, how fucking long has she been in Congress?
Somehow you didn't know about it, so you didn't send federal agents in.
That's because it was a state issue. There was nothing federal involved in the thing in Michigan. So it was a state thing to manage. Are you this ignorant?
To do to the president's supporters what you did to the president's protesters. In fact, you didn't put pepper balls on those protesters.
What are we protesting now? What are we complaining? That we have federal troops in Portland trying to protect the courthouse, and there's some rioting going on, and there's pepper balls and whatever the hell you say. That is bad, according to you. Now you're saying Barr should have sent in federal troops to handle the Michigan protests. You don't agree with the federal troops in one instance, but you want him to... Oh, God.
So the point I'm trying to make here, Mr. Barr, that I think is very important for the country to understand,
The point you're trying to make is that you're stupid, and you've made it quite well.
is that there is a real discrepancy in how you react as the Attorney General, the top cop in this country.
In your mind there is, yes.
When white men with swastikas storm a government building with guns,
Yeah, I don't agree with the symbolism there of that. Certainly, that's kind of disgusting, but it is our right to wear that. And it most certainly is our right in Michigan to open carry a gun. What laws did they break, by the way, Japal? What was it? Did they burn down the State House? Did they smash windows? Did they burn police cars? Did they do anything like, no, they didn't. Oh, that would be otherwise known as a peaceful protest.
There is no need for the president to, quote, activate you because they're getting the president's personal agenda done.
My God, you people in Washington, how in the world do you elect such ignorant fools such as this? I just don't get it. I'll put the links below. And please do, if you have a chance, listen to the entire hearing. It's frankly frightening, extremely frightening. James Maxwell, thank you for listening.